Welcome to an uplifting moment. Our theme, you can have both questions and a faith. You know, kids ask the most interesting questions about faith, and the following questions prove it. Did Jesus get potty trained as fast as me? Did Jesus practice walking on water first? How can I do it? And then there was the child, having learned that Jesus rose from the dead, asked, is Jesus a zombie? We adults can sometimes feel that to ask questions about faith is to call into question whether we have faith. Not so. Many spiritual giants referenced in the Bible had questions. The psalm writers often had questions for God as to why He allowed bad situations to exist. Asking questions is a good quality we humans possess. Scientists ask questions and then set about doing experiments, research, and creative thinking to find the answers. Often, when a scientist finds an answer, it only raises even more questions. The same is true with faith. We learn by asking questions about God and how He works. He's such an infinitely great God that even when we think we've found some answers, we find we have even more questions. And God's okay with the asking of questions. We just need to remember that He feels no obligation to always answer them. The truth is that our faith can grow stronger in the face of unanswered questions than when our questions are answered. Find a person of deep faith and you found a person who hasn't had all their questions answered but has come to a peace about that. We sometimes say, that's a good question. It's an affirmation of someone's question. So what makes for a good question for God? Well, a study of the biblical record of God relating to people indicates that a good question for God is an outpouring of a hurting, bewildered, questioning, but humble heart. A good question for God probes the deep things of God and would like to know Him better. Most important, however, a good question for God isn't a demanding question, ordering God to explain Himself because our faith is conditional on an answer that meets our satisfaction. Yes, we can have questions and still have faith too. It's just that we need to have a faith and trust in God that's not dependent on the answers to those questions. The psalmist declared in Psalm 131, verse 1, "My heart is not proud, Lord. My eyes are not haughty. I do not concern myself with great matters or things too wonderful for me." Thank you for joining me for this, an uplifting moment.